Welcome to BlizzCon 2010 Starcraft 2 Invitational, sponsored by Blizzard. I'm your caster Kessel, and today we're going to have a game between Dimaga, who's going to be spawning as the blue Zerg at the bottom, and he is playing against WhiteRa, or Duckload Ra, and he's going to be spawning as the red Protoss at the top. And as you can see, this map is Xel'Naga Caverns, and this is game 2 between these very high level European players. And if you did not watch game 1, go watch it. It was a pretty good game, and Dimaga getting that early Mutalisk to just harass WhiteRa and just overwhelm WhiteRa's stalker heavy army. Dimaga just overwhelming, getting a lot of Lings, getting a lot of Mutalisks, and just defeating WhiteRa. And WhiteRa, let's see if WhiteRa can take back his game, this game, from Dimaga and just stop Dimaga's momentum. Dimaga is starting to float his overlord over towards WhiteRa's base, and it looks like an early gateway coming up, so it might be an early harass coming from WhiteRa. He is chrono boosting out more probes. He isn't saving that chrono boost. WhiteRa moving one probe over to see what's going on in Dimaga's base to scout, and Dimaga getting a spawning pool and refinery. And this is a very similar build to what we saw for Dimaga before, except that he did plan on getting that hatchery over here, and WhiteRa is spotting this natural over here to make sure nothing is going on, having it patrol at that spot. Meanwhile, a assimilator going up for WhiteRa and another pylon going down in front of the ramp to block it off. He isn't building any units out of that gateway yet, getting a lot of probes, and Dimaga is just continuing to build the spawning pool, and he's getting the gas fully mined, so he is probably gonna go the metabolic boost relatively early. And as soon as he gets the gas or the money for that, actually he did get that expansion instead, so he isn't waiting for that the Ling upgrade. He is getting a couple Lings to deal with this probe so he can kill it to prevent any more scouting duty. WhiteRa continuing to build in front of the ramp, getting a cybernetics core up in the front, and he is finally getting that zealot up in the front. The overlord finally making its way over here, and it looks like BlizzCast 1 is just wondering what's going on. It looks like there was a little bit of lag during the game, and another simulator going up for WhiteRa. The metabolic boost is being researched by Dimaga. He is getting a queen, and that hatchery is almost done. Warp gate being researched out of the cybernetics core, and WhiteRa is starting to get a couple stalkers as well. He isn't getting another gateway yet though, and one of the Lings over here is going to start walking up here to scout, but that zealot is going to force that Ling to get pushed away. Another gateway finally going up for WhiteRa, and it looks like both players are content to just sit and macro up a little bit. The Lings are doing a little bit of scouting duty here, just going around this loop over here behind the grass to see if anything is going on. A lot of players like to hide tech in this area because this area is a little bit ignored by some of the newer players, but these are experienced high-level StarCraft players, so they know what they're doing, probably more than I do anyway. And chrono boosts are continuing to be used on the probes. WhiteRa continuing to keep his economy up, and he is getting another gateway, so it's 3 gate, and now that warp gate is almost done, getting chrono boosted to finish it off. And just to let everyone know, this is 1.1.2, so you will see a lot of the Nexus nerfs, and the Roach did get that buff, that range buff. The Lings are trying to get up here, and the Zealots and Stalkers are going to be able to push most of these Lings away, killing about 2 of them. A Sentry also getting warped out, and more Sentries getting warped out to block off the front in case those Lings try to run in, and WhiteRa is going to start expanding at his natural. Dimaga focusing on Lings, not even getting lair tech, and he is getting just a lot of Lings. And WhiteRa is well known for going a lot of Stalkers, so Lings are very good against Stalkers. and there is a large mass of lings behind the grass over here at the top. WhiteRa does not know these lings are over here, only seeing the lings that Dimaga is sending, and now they are running into the grass, trying to I guess bait the WhiteRa to come in here, and now the rest of the lings are coming in, and they're going to try and take out that nexus and surround this unit. Force field's going down, and wow, it completely blocks off those lings, and those lings are getting completely annihilated. Now Dimaga needs to just go after that nexus, but that force field continues to block it off, and this is a perfect choke for WhiteRa. He's just killing a lot of lings over here. Dimaga just microing over here, and he is just losing a lot of lings, and this is not a good trade. Most of the lings have been lost, and he is going to be very, very behind unit wise. WhiteRa getting a couple more gateways and a forge as well, getting that warp changed into a warp gate, and he's doing a quick probe transfer over to his mineral line. Meanwhile, Dimaga isn't mining at all from his naturals, so this is kind of strange. It looks like Dimaga is going to focus more on his lings to try and take out WhiteRa relatively early, but I don't think Dimaga's choice is very good. Those lings aren't going to be able to do much against that many sentries with force fields, and WhiteRa does have a couple zealots as well. It looks like a couple photon cannons getting warped in as well, and he is going to block off the front completely. A couple lanes coming over here to kill a couple probes, and WhiteRa just trying to deal with the lings coming from all over the place. Dimaga is splitting up his forces to get a surround over here, and WhiteRa is starting to move towards the Xel'Naga Watchtower, and now the lings are all coming in, and will he be able to take it out? Oh, the force fields go down, blocking off those lings, and oh, Dimaga needs to move those back, and those are WhiteRa, well known also for his great sentry play, getting that force field down and just completely denying those lings. I think a couple roaches would really help Dimaga right now. But WhiteRa just getting a lot of units, and he is starting to move out. The lings coming in here trying to poke in, and WhiteRa is inside the natural. Will he be able to take out all these units? A couple more force fields go down, and those lings are going to be completely blocked off. And I don't see what Dimaga can do. Dimaga losing all these lings, and Dimaga does GG out of this game. And WhiteRa actually does take game 2 away from WhiteRa takes game 2 from Dimaga, and Dimaga just focusing too much on lings. He should go a couple roaches. The roaches could really help actually because of that extra range that they got from the 1.1.2 patch. Instead, Dimaga just focusing on lings, and he was completely defeated by WhiteRa over here. So it is going to go into game 3. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel, at youtube.com/KesselGamer. That's KESL Gamer. And I will see you guys next time. Kessel signing out.